And we are going to be joined by comedian Bob Zany.
Here it comes.
Bob Zany is going to be on tour once again. By the way, he has a dry bar comedy special that has already garnered some 6.4 million views.
Well, that must be a bookkeeping error. And I see that many people.
We may or may not have Bob. Bob, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here,
Oh, there you
Tom,
go.
and thank you, Chick, for that show of support.
Well, that's a lot of people, Bob. 6 million?
It is a lot of people. Chick, let's face it, I'm Bob Zany, okay?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I think we all have to face it. You're right.
Oh, hey, Bobby.
Huh?
I don't want to step on Tom. I always get in trouble.
That was
when I
Josh.
step on you, Tommy.
You're okay. Coming up, starting this Wednesday through Saturday, it'll be Bob Zany at the Laugh Factory in Covina, California. Am I getting that right, Bob?
Yes, you are. I grew up in West Covina, and they say you can't come home again, so that's why I'm in Covina.
Oh, I see.
And then also coming up, it'll be Friday and Saturday at the Cat Theater in Carmel, Indiana.
All right.
With
That's
Bob.
right. And Carmel. And by the way, in California, they pronounce it Carmel, and it's always kind of weird for me. And I got Dave Dugan's opening for me on Friday night, so it's going to be a great show then and also Saturday.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Bob. What's on your mind these days?
Well, I've just been busy, Tom. I've been all over the place. My YouTube channel, we're finding gems, as they say in the business, of past performances. I have, I'm a pack rat, right? Remember we once talked about I saved all my boarding passes from all the flights?
Yes.
Well, I've saved every performance almost that I've done. So we're finding great clips and showing that on my official Bob Zany channel on YouTube. And by the way, you guys got a great YouTube channel, too. I love it.
Thank you.
Bob Zany channel. Well, that's nice to know, Bob.
Well, it's the official Bob Zany channel. The only reason why I say that, over the years, people have posted stuff that I didn't post. So now I need to streamline that, as they say in the business. And again, I'm not really in the business as much.
Okay. Well, now, what else is new in your life? You're living in Las Vegas.
Still in Las Vegas. It's going great here. Today it's going to be 90, so it's really kind of balmy. And a lot of people, the Sphere is the big thing. I can see it from my front door. Have you guys talked about
Yeah,
the
this is. And, is U2 U2 the band doing your residency there at this point? What's happening exactly?
Yes, they are. And the interesting thing is it's so much going on inside the Sphere, people don't even know they're there. And it's much like when I do my show.
Ah.
They just don't know I'm there. Josh, you understand that, right?
That's what I experience every time as well.
So, what is inside the Sphere besides a theater?
It's just giant
A lot
screen.
of-
It's a fully immersive experience.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of like you're in a different world. Pat would know that more because he's in the performance studio. Pat, how long have you had the COVID where you have to stay at the performance?
I've had it for 4 years now, Bob.
I can't shake it.
You can't. It's the long COVID, as they call it. But,
Of course.
But I love Las Vegas. I'm going to be at Brad Garrett's at Christmas week, so right up to Christmas Eve at the MGM Grand. So, Brad and I go way back. We started out at the Ice House in Pasadena in 1980 together, and he went on to bigger and better things, and I'm calling in right now.
We've talked to Brad. He's a great guy. I'm a big fan.
He's a great guy. I'm just saying. I'm trying to put things in perspective, Tom. That's what I do. And I also do the Zany Report. By the way, Dry Bar has 10 episodes of the Zany Report that we filmed in front of a studio audience, me behind a desk. And it's kind of cool. I'm proud of that project. So people can check that out, too.
I didn't realize you were in front of a studio audience. You can't hear them.
Oh,
wow.
Well, I think.
Well, no. It's fine. It's good to know that It's good to know Chick's writing for you again.
Hey, I see how it is. I insult him, and he insults you.
This is great.
Yeah.
I can. What happened?
Bobby, you know I love you.
I call this show just to learn about ventriloquism.
Well,
I
Bob,
got a Zany Report if you want me to do
I was just going to ask if you have a Zany Report. Go ahead. What have you got?
Well, a study shows half of adults have purchased old toys that they weren't able to have as children. Just what we need. Alec Baldwin with lawn darts and clackers.
You know,
You're not going to let him get away with it, are you?
No. Right here, I'd be amiss if I didn't talk about Las Vegas. Here's a story that happened here. A man was shot in the jaw during an alleged robbery. Ooh. Now, his injury was not life-threatening, and he described the shooter as...
I bet he did.
Now it's time for the question of the week.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Go ahead.
You have to put the thinking caps on.
All right.
Can a bisexual say, I wouldn't have it any other way? and you never... And a report wouldn't be the same without good news, bad news, you guys.
Okay, go ahead.
Good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. A New York federal judge dismissed a lawsuit that accused McDonald's and Wendy's of misleading consumers of the size of their burgers. That's the bad news. The good news is he will allow a suit against Subway claiming that their 1 inch is really a 6 inch.
He's hoping to perpetuate a lie there.
Here's some more good news, bad news, you guys. Here's the bad news. A 10, 11-year-old brother and sister ran away from home and drove 200 miles in their mother's car because she took away their cell phones.
Oh.
The good news is they weren't cited for texting and driving.
They didn't have their phones, you see.
Hey, Tom, this is my favorite feature. This is called the Zany Report Time Capsule. As you know, I've been doing the Zany Report, of course, on this show since 1997, but also goes back to the KLOS days in 1980s. So this is where we revisit a joke. I go back in time at great risk to my health, and I'll do it because I care about my health.
This is going back in time.
Yeah, that's his rewind.
There you go.
The COVID years. That you can relate.
Oh, I can.
It's June 2nd, 2015, Dateline Seattle. A driver lost control of his SUV and drove into the front lobby of a Comfort Inn. No one was hurt because the quick-thinking clerk said, check-in's not till 3.
You have some,
God, we've all...
have some trouble, Bob?
Yeah.
We've all been there, Bob.
I do have a piece of advice for people because, as you know, you go on the road, you go to these different hotels all the time. When they say your room's not ready, just say, how about one that is?
I bet they love.
And guess what? They have one.
Uh-huh.
That's great.
They always have one, and that's just because I've stayed at bad motels. I was staying at the El Morocco in Las Vegas. I've talked about this. It's no longer there. Their slogan was, this place was great in 88.
Wow.
1888.
We actually stayed there once.
You stayed at the El Morocco?
Yes, as a family. It was like 19, I want to say 70 maybe,
Wow.
72.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it was probably nicer back then. I stayed there in the late 80s when we performed at the Riviera at the Improv, and they said the rooms were superior. I know why they called it the El Morocco. I went into my room. It smelled like a camel took a poop.
You should have known when you rang the bell at the front desk and it went, dung.
Well, Tom, you're not going to believe this, but when I was checking in once at the front desk, a cockroach fell from the ceiling and fell onto my registration card. And without missing a beat, the clerk said, go ahead, kill it.
Wow.
All right.
And I said, is this part of the fun casino package? And they're old school motels, you know. It was an old school motel. I went into had the magic fingers next to the bed, you know that? The magic fingers?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, it turned out, it was a homeless guy living underneath the bed.
You handed him a quarter.
No, I hate... It's funny you should say that. I think that was Josh. I hated putting a quarter in a slot. Look, the point is... He had a slot. But the thing is, because it's Vegas, there's slots everywhere. Yeah. But the thing is, and the bathroom, it had that strip across the toilet, the paper strip. It said, for your protection, I'd hold it in.
They're looking after you.
Okay, well, thank you. Bob Zany, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Zany, once again, he's got his official Bob Zany channel on YouTube, and his dry bar comedy special has had 6.4 million plus views. You can check that out. Also, the Laugh Factory in Covina coming up this week, and the 27th and 28th, the Cat Theater in Carmel, Indiana. Thanks, Bob.
I'm very excited about that. Thank you, Tom, on the Twitter at Bob Zany. Bay, bay.
All right.
All right, Bob.
Hey, Bob.